am not a nutritionist or a doctor, so make sure you check with yours before you try any new diets. Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel for all things mommy, wife, and life. My name is Chessa. So in today's video, I'm going to talk about intermittent fasting. I know I am super late on this whole intermittent fasting train, but I had a coworker that did it right before his wedding and he had really great results. So I thought I would give it a shot. And as a person who's really prone to overeating, I thought that intermittent fasting definitely could not hurt me. I did this challenge for 30 days and counting, and I have to say that I am a fan. Before trying this, I would honestly go about my days just eating constantly. I always wake up hungry. I chug 16 ounces of water. I eat at 7:30. I eat in my car on the way to work. I would usually have like a bagel and cream cheese or like a breakfast sandwich or something. And then when I got to work, I'd have another granola bar or a piece of fruit. And then I'd have another snack at 11 o'clock. And then I'd eat again at 1. I was constantly eating, always have something in my mouth, whether it be coffee or water or gum or food. I would constantly be snacking. So intermittent fasting really helped me just eliminate the needless snacking. With intermittent fasting, I wouldn't start eating until 10 or 11 o'clock in the morning, and then I would stop eating 8 hours later. So there's a couple different ways that you could do it. You could do like fast for 24 hours, eat for 2 hours, fast for 16 hours, eat for 8 hours. So it just depends on whatever you're comfortable with. I would definitely start off slow. I think the first day that I started intermittent fasting, I started eating at 9 o'clock rather than 7:30. And then the next day I switched to 10 o'clock. So I definitely noticed that the first week I was super hangry, and then I would really lose my temper if I didn't eat. I would just get super hangry. All you're allowed to have before that is black coffee and water, or tea with nothing in it, no sugar, no milk, nothing that can break your fast. Even certain vitamins can actually break your fast. I started eating like my first meal at 11 o'clock. Then by the time I normally eat lunch, which is around 1, I wouldn't even be as hungry. So I would only eat a smaller lunch as well. So my portions were even a bit smaller, which definitely helps losing weight. Sometimes I would not even be hungry until 1 o'clock, which sometimes I actually took advantage of. I'd start eating at 1 o'clock rather than 11 o'clock. I just kind of listened to my body. If my body said like, dude, I'm hungry today, like I would try to hold off as long as possible and just chug more water and drink a little bit more coffee. But keeping yourself hydrated really helps prevent that like hangry monster from coming out. But if I chugged some water and my body was still saying I am super hungry, then of course I'm gonna give in and I'm going to feed my body, but something healthy. So breaking your fast with like creamer or sugar or anything really sweet is not going to be helpful. I like to do either fruit or yogurt, something that doesn't have a ton of sugar in it, but that's still nutritious. Avocado toast is really good too. And pairing intermittent fasting with low carb, girl, I'm telling you, that works, and it works well. I feel like I dropped at least 7 pounds just doing this diet alone, and I feel great. Like I don't feel as bloated as I normally do. I would try to keep my carbs under like 60 grams a day, which I know some people are saying that's not low carb, but coming from the carb queen, that's low carb for me. So I'm sure if I cut it down to 30 grams a day, I would drop a lot of weight too, and maybe I'll give that a shot. Hey, leave a comment down below or give this video a thumbs up if you want me to try a completely low or no carb diet for a month. Let me know what you think. So intermittent fasting definitely helped me eliminate a lot of the bored, needless eating that I would always do throughout the day. On weekends, I would not follow intermittent fasting as strictly. Again, I would just kind of listen to my body, but I always heard that it's good to kind of switch up your metabolism and kind of keep it on its toes. So in the weekend, I wouldn't use intermittent fasting as strictly. I would eat in the morning, I'd eat breakfast and I'd eat dinner, but I would try to eat still healthy. And then during the week, I was really strict. I would start eating at 11 and then I would stop 8 hours later, like at 6 or 7. Sometimes I'd stop eating at 6. Sometimes I actually would still eat till 7. Also, I didn't want to do this on the weekends because I noticed that I would get really hangry. And I noticed that the longer I was doing this, the less hungry I would be. My body was getting used to using my fuel as fat. My fat as fuel, that's what I mean. rather than relying on all the unnecessary food that I was giving it. Even my mother noticed that I was losing weight. So what I really like about intermittent fasting is that it eliminates bad habits. It eventually reduced my overall hunger, and I feel like my energy levels were sustained a lot longer as well. So some tips that I learned while you're intermittent fasting are to drink lots of water. Make sure you keep your body super hydrated, especially first thing in the morning. Don't just grab some coffee. Make sure you chug a lot of water first thing in the morning so that way your body can rehydrate itself, because a hydrated body is a less hungry body. I would also shift my window of intermittent fasting depending on what was going on in my life. So if I knew I was gonna go out to dinner with my husband or with friends or something, I would make sure that I would adjust that window. So I would fast a lot later. I would break my fast a lot later than I normally would if I was going to go out to dinner that night and go out for drinks. That kind of stuff is still possible. Just make sure that you adjust your window appropriately. And then that also would kind of keep your metabolism on its toes as well. So I'm gonna talk about something nasty for a little bit. If you suffer from IBS at all, which I feel like I have sometimes, I have noticed that intermittent fasting has really helped me with that. I noticed that when I was eating constantly, I was also using the bathroom constantly. With intermittent fasting, I noticed that I'm definitely not using the bathroom as often, and I feel like my number twos are normal, as before I felt like they were definitely not normal. Thanks, intermittent fasting. All in all, I really like doing intermittent fasting. I'm definitely gonna keep this up. I think on the weekends, I'm not gonna be as strict, but during the week, I think I can definitely follow this a lot easier since I'm kind of like on a work schedule. So I'm for sure gonna keep doing this. I know I've lost a lot of weight. My stomach seems a lot flatter. I definitely don't have like definition or anything like that, but I feel like I've definitely taken off some pounds, which is great. And I don't feel bloated anymore, even during my period. So that's a big plus. And that's everything for this video. So give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and make sure you leave a comment down below letting me know if you've ever tried intermittent fasting and what your results were. I'd love to hear from you guys. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up and that you subscribe and hit that bell notification. Also, leave me a comment down below letting me know what you want me to try next. I love doing these experiments, so keep your ideas coming, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.